All right, impromptu stream here. I think this is going to sound a whole lot better. I went back and saw I have 111 views. I was at 107 this morning. I'm guessing one of my views counted towards it. Yeah, that audio was trash last night. So this is a quick apology stream. Me doing the whole like head to the foreground. Forgive me. That was pretty bad, and I'm not sure I was in the best state of mind, stream of thought on that either. I'd been starting drinking several hours before that, and it might have all hit combined in and everything like that. I'm close to heading out, having festivities and stuff. Told you, yes, you did, Elgar girl. But I didn't know it was that bad. I thought I had initial audio issues coming in, and I should highlight your comment here. Come on, Lucius, bring it up. I had audio issues when I first. I think the first thing I ever did, I showed up on a Narwhal stream. He invited me in, and I was on my phone, and I figured, it's a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which at that time was kind of close to top of the line, and they usually put in like dual mics, all this stuff. I figured, gotta be good. My phone was like red hot. StreamYard's running on a mobile platform will just burn it up, burn through your battery, make it just like lava in your hand, on your face, whatever. And my mouth was right up to where the mic is, and it did not like take in at all. Like it was just like nothing. You were difficult. You were so difficult. I'm sorry, man. Like, yeah. I'm not one for like deleting a stream, and I don't know. I got 100+ views. I can't believe that, and I'm like, oh my god, that's not the one I would want people to hear. I also was trying to dox proof my computer. I think that had to deal with it. It was like a piece of tape over the mic, maybe, or something like that, and that might have killed it too. And I didn't really think on that until like the very, very end. Just wasn't clicking that could have been a problem. But, I appreciate the feedback. Not to mention, I'm so used to like 5-6 viewers at a time. I'm like, I can fuck up. Who cares? It's just my time, but I don't want to waste anyone else's time. So, audio apologies. Trying to make it up on, coming back in here, and I'm trying to think through what I even talked about last night. So I hit on like campaigns and stuff. So there's like Big Boss or something like that. Hold on a second. Final Boss. Let me go to Indiegogo. Pull up these again. Do a quick little recap on it and what I was talking about in that whole set of stuff. Yeah, I would skip what I did last night. If I were you guys, I would do that. And I would generally suggest just rewatching this stuff in 1.5 speed. But that was audio is like the thing you gotta get right. So I feel I'm not happy with myself about that, man, at all. Not happy with myself about that. I feel like I went soft on that too. And also my voice wasn't the best either. Summer cold plus like I was just like drying out as I kept talking. But yeah, I don't know whether it was my computer fan or the actual AC fan. I'm in the same exact setup as last night, but I'm sure it sounds a whole lot better just because I don't have my mic covered up by a piece of tape. And I think that might have been the only difference, really. But I found this was actually not that bad. Every other thing I've ever been on a stream, this mic setup has been pretty good. So yeah, that Narwhal stream, I was on a phone, sounded like I was like talking on the other side of a wall. And here, let's share my screen here. Oh, Razmaz is in here. Says hello, everybody. You're the legendary Lucius. I hope my art carries me. I hope it gives me some points, some credit to draw on from that shit show last night. And I was also lucky enough to be in like a pocket of nothing. I would have assumed that Friday nights are generally considered like a no go for like most broadcasts and stuff. It's just like people have plans, people do shit. I don't know what the COVID situation is anymore. I feel like most of the country's lightened up, um, so people can make plans if they want to make plans. But it's still like you're competing for everyone's start of the weekend. So it's a hard sell to um, have people come in at all. Um, all right, share screen. Chrome tab. Here we go. So I covered Wonder Island, which I thought it was kind of funny. I'm looking at the even just a still image will show it. Toon Link, Wind Waker, Zelda thing. I think other people draw comparisons to like other RPGs, adventure stories, and stuff like based on the art. I'm willing to be a little forgiving on that. She launched already. This was in pre-launch mode last night, but it was like listed funding, and it kind of like confused me. Like, okay, whatever that means. But I'm interested in this. I missed out on. This is a whole topic line for me. The Pit comics. I missed the whole Image era launch and everything, and getting into all those creators. I think Spawn was the best done, best marketed of the whole set. But I think I would have been on board for that if I just got into comics just a little bit earlier. Probably would have been all on board for that. But I came in like 93, and I think those guys were like 92, 93. They launched, and it was the huge deal. But they were still like, I would get the Wizard magazines. They were always like trending in that sense, but they didn't quite do the monthly setup. They weren't still considered like the top of the list of the things. They were hot, but they weren't like established. And I think that was the kicker for me back then. Is just like I have no idea what these characters are, but Spawn looked cool. I thought it was the right mix of like edgy, Venom, Spawn. The mid '90s, it was all about kind of being edgy. I was talking about like how no fear was a thing. If you guys remember that, it was like it's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the dog. All that stuff, like I laugh at now. The WWF Attitude Era, South Park, those are really like hot things at the time. Just cursing, and like being okay with violence and just like foul mouth stuff. I mean, at the time, that was hard to find anywhere. A lot of the conservative approach to media was like still barring you from doing that. So now we take it for granted, and it's gone into trash, absolute fucking trash. Earthbound Part 2, I backed this. I missed out on the Part 1. I was hoping to get a hardcover, but the prices that Narwhal's thrown on that, I'm like, that's a little outside of the range I want. I read the PDF, man, of Part 1, and that was like really cool. I didn't like, there was the tagline that he or the quick synopsis that he put on the campaign that I was like, oh, it sounds cool. I actually read through the PDF of it, which was like a Kickstarter link that he had, and I was like, oh, that's all right. But yeah, it was a really good story, and I dig his style as much as people want to. It's minimalistic. It's like an animated storyboard kind of thing, but I dig his style. I think if I were coaching him, I'd probably be like, you tend to hit on these like several faces that you do on your characters, and I would like try to branch out and have a little more variety where they look distinctive. That was kind of a trick of Otomo, the guy who did Akira. He would just add glasses, hairstyles. Like the faces mostly look the same, but they have some variety to them. Sorry for the plastic sounds. Don't worry about it. And yeah, the final boss graphic novel I thought looked really cool. And Knife Hand, I was just like, yeah, uh, customer and seller or creator relationship. Sometimes silence isn't a bad option. Imagine if this just came out 6 months later after a couple campaigns have been fulfilled. It's all ready to go, and then it's just a matter of getting your information. We hit the printers, we hit mail-in, and then you get your shit in the mail. Would have been awesome. 40,000 though on Knife Hand. That's not bad, man. That's a good campaign for people not being quite on board. We got the action figures. 69%. Hey. 18 days left. Still got most of his month ahead of him, and covered most of those bases. One of the things, like, if I had an inner ear, if I had Ethan's ear, I'd be like, these are articulated toys. Why wouldn't you pose them, in a Cyberfrog pose or something? These are just, this is like going into 3D animation software, and like it's usually a T, like the arms are out, but just kind of like very statuesque, straight up and down, nothing going on, no dynamic poses here yet. Well, let me keep scrolling. Just standing poses. Show off that articulation. Show us what we can do when we put our minds to it, especially if you can recreate a scene. That's pretty much standard on anything I've ever seen for the articulated figures. They usually go for more. I'm more of a statue guy. I want something that looks really fucking cool and nice size and everything. I think the Vespis figures, man, they got a nice size to them. But I don't think these are bad prices he's putting up. Especially for something he's gonna be like making not that much money on. Like $40 a figure for like a really well done articulated figure is not bad at all. But I think the blood variant that is like somewhere tied behind a Patreon link or something like that, or a channel link, like you subscribe to his channel, you get it. That one looks really sharp. I really like that one. But yeah, apologies for that stream last night. It was kind of trash. It wasn't kind of. It was just plain trash. That audio was trash. Not in California or Nevada anymore. What's that? Fuck Wonder Island. Well, I haven't backed it. And doesn't look like it's just getting started. Who knows? I don't want to drag down somebody's campaign for no reason. Razmaz, here we're having more lockdowns, so Friday streams seem okay. Oh, you're in Mexico, right? Sorry, man. Like it seems so strict. I'm supposed to be taking vacation there, man. Give me some heads up if you got some on that. Pit is better than Spawn. I definitely dig Dale Keelan's drawing style. Like, so that was one of the things. Jerome Sontag has had an art review with like John Malin and a couple other guys, and they've been going over it. And I've never seen those issues, and they look sharp, man. Sharp. I mean, it looks like Rob Willis's stuff that was catching my eye a year or two ago. Really good, double lighting situations, all that. Let's see here. I like noir styles. Yeah. I think it's, simplistic almost seems like an insult. Simple, just like I think there's a refinement to having a simple style. Like I really dig Darwin Cook's New Frontier book and his whole art style of like it takes kind of masterful figure work. You're just outlining it, you're just defining it in the barest terms, but you're able to capture so much of it. And it's almost like you have to be able to 3D model the entire character to do it correctly, pull it off, and not look like trash. That's really good. Plastic Noise. Lucius, are you? No, this is just us getting ready to go here. I'm sure my girl's annoyed with me right now doing this. Not letting her know. Rasmus, they don't pose it because they're afraid to break it. Maybe. I don't even know if he has like actual like physical figures. I've seen him with like the pre-models that were like scaled up from it, but I don't think he has like the actual figures yet. I think he's waiting to get all this money in before they go to that. maybe there's a prototype, but that would be like a recommendation. Most of the time, it's like you have an established property, the money's in the bank in a way, and they can do all that stuff. Whereas like this is like very, I mean, we're the Comicsgate scene is very small scale. It's enough that like if you hit it right, you do all your legwork. You know, you're getting out there, you have exposure, and you have a fan base. You can do well enough, man. You like as long as you don't fuck up your fulfillment part on your first campaign. That's the main thing. That's your test. But once you've proven that you can give people product, you can make people happy, uh, satisfied at least, then you can do this as a living, which is kind of what I'm banking on. But I want to be one man army on it, but it's very daunting, and I get freaked out about the logistics of it all. Hey, Man Bear Pig, I dig your MC Escher esque picture today. Check out me. I love Man Bear Pig for his Twitter post of like comic books and stuff. I remember him putting up like a giant Man Thing 80-page Man Thing. I feel like it was very tongue in cheek what they did with their marketing of it. You know, it's a classic comic cover, but it's like extra large Man Thing. It just had all these double entendres, and I think it was all intentional in the moment of what they did here. Jim Cox says the paint-proof models are something more fragile, I believe. Probably. Like I said, it's just the only suggestion I can think of. A lot of these are just standing pose. It doesn't really sell the whole having articulated joints and stuff. I could see that upping it a little bit. And I think a comic book of some sort tied into it. I know he was already mentioning, yeah, but we have to hit much bigger mark before like we can do that. I'm just surprised he's doing it at all, to be honest. Giant size Man Thing, yes. Are you creating a full book? I look to. I don't have anything. It's all very right now. I'm like I'd say pre-stages. I've done some. I guess you would consider it writing, storyboarding. I think the best way to write a comic would be to actually kind of make it in the first stage, like a very rough stage, where you're considering book and the image and lettering, wording as you're making it. You know, I don't know if I have great ideas necessarily, and that's the thing. I want to like distill those, get those more solid, so that when I do actually do it, like it's something people will be interested in. But that's my main hurdle, you know. And then I'm trying to keep a profile, so I do all the Jack Show, Cecil fan art stuff. I try to keep that up, and I have a number of people that called in favors like at the same time, and I've just been petrified by my own ability to like hit what I think their expectations are. But I have a few days off, and I hope they'll just clear that out, like really put my nose to the grindstone and get that done for them. Just make a Cecil art book. You already have everything. Well, I'd like Cecil's okay on that, but I would be all on board for that. I have enough to fill out an art book for sure, but I'd be on board for that. I'm not sure where to start. I think an outline would be okay. So yeah, I think you need concept, at least something interesting, engaging idea. This whole right now, like manga versus comic book stuff. I think manga has at least like a hook, like an initial startup idea that is like engaging. So a number of series like I get into, and it's more anime, I guess you'd say, than actual manga. You know, like there's a starting premise, starting episodes where like they hook you in. By the time you get to episode 20 to 50, depending on how well they can shuffle things up, usually you start hitting like the same beats, the same notes. You know, we're re-encountering this whole, you know, the girl of interest, you know, being in a place of kind of like Lois Lane, you know, as Superman's girlfriend and getting in trouble. It's kind of like, how many times can she actually be in that position before it breaks down your perception of that reality or whatever. But it sort of starts being repetitive in my opinion. The latest thing I've gotten into is on HBO Max, Doctor Stone, which is great startup at least, and there's only 2 seasons so far. I think I finished it yesterday. Um, Essentially, humanity all of a sudden gets turned into statues. There's some petrification bomb thing that is unexplained, still unexplained, at least in what I've seen. And everyone gets turned into statues. A guy wakes up in 4,000 years from that point. All of human civilization's gone. A number of people have actually died because they were in a position, like, apparently you could live through it so long as, like, under the right conditions, the right chemicals are washed over you, you reawaken, you come back. And it's interesting. And like, this guy is like a genius level scientist, but he's like 15 years old at the same time, so he doesn't know absolutely everything. And like, they show him as like he's kind of like a journeyman scientist. It's not all like in his head. He's not perfect. He makes mistakes. He doesn't have the perfect setup all the time, but he's willing to try it, and he has the knowledge base to actually make things happen. And it's him like waking up his friend who's like stronger than him so he can get more done. And then they get backed into a corner. They have to wake up a dude who is like super like over the top, like physically fit, strong and everything, and he has a different vision for the world. And they collide with each other right off the gate, so they have to like fend for themselves against this guy who could physically overpower them both, no problem. But it's an interesting thing, and it's kind of like, how much bullshit can you take before you're willing to move on through the rest of the story? And but I mean, it sucked me in, man. Like, it's just like, it's a weird concept, and they pulled it off. But at some point, does it go off the rails enough that you're like, oh, fuck this, I'm out. I feel like that's my barrier on the keeping with it. My argument is only against manga format. I dig the art style, not sure of the storytelling. Yeah, I think they go over dramatic sometimes, too expressive, too trying to be outside the norm. I really love their art style. It's very refined. However, I wonder how much of it is like they do the whole team thing. Having assistants and everything doing all their stuff. I mean, a lot of classic artists would do this too, having people like kind of help them with their paintings or whatever else. They had specialists to do like fabrics and renderings and stuff, which broke my image of it all. I always figured it was all singular person doing this stuff. But I always try to be doing everything on my own, accomplishing as much as I can. And certainly if I was doing my own project, I'd be trying to actually rake in some money to move forward, rather than spend it on a bunch of artists to help me deliver the top notchest product. I'm thinking like I'd want my first offering to be black and white with the option to go back, do a color version, or do a collected version with colors added to it or something like that. I would want to do a bare bones, really good first offering, and then just fine tuning it on re-releases. So people even who have bought your stuff have something to look forward to in a way, a reason to buy the collected edition of something. Razmat says Cyber Lizard versus Toad Droid. Toad Droid, was it Toad Droid? Robotoad is what I thought. Oh, you're just offering up stuff. Cyber Lizard versus Toad Droid. Yeah, we could do a whole like reptile android thing. I think Salamandroid is a stronger character than Cyberfrog, to be honest. Like, if I would rather get a Salamandroid book than a Cyberfrog book. I just find them a more engaging character design. Really, I mean, that's all it is. I just think it's just more appealing, and I think a lot of people have resonated with that too. They'll make an interesting Discarded Health. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, anime does like fall down into rabbit holes, but dude, it's tearing up at the markets, man. It's eating the market share right now. So I would say there's a lot to glean from what they're doing, man. Jay Dollar Show, Jay Dollar Sign. Good to see you again, my man. Nude version. Nude version is always good. Heather Swain nude version would probably do all right. Mm-hmm. I thought Ethan should do a wet T-shirt contest version. We're suggestive, very suggestive version of Heather Swain. There's like the bloody version of Cyberfrog. We have a black shirt um, of Heather Swain. Was it the ponytail also gets a white shirt? I forget how it works out, but he has a white shirt one somewhere. Yeah, there we go. White shirt one. I think a wet T-shirt contest one would be a nice offering to put out there. But it's also suggestive, and I don't know. It might break his branding that he's trying to do. At the same time, he has honey blood coming out of characters. I mean, those are pretty gruesome deaths depicted in the first book there. Bikini Bottom, Waisu Wet Tea. Yeah, it would sell. I think it would sell pretty good. I would do that as a statue though. Sexy pose statue where you can really like get in there, do the details. Because looking at where I'm at right here, like the hips, that kind of kills. It's a breakup, of like the sexy image, the hips, leg joint thing here. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's obviously a figure. I mean, work with what you got, but it probably still do better. I agree. Bikini Bottom, I see. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it for sure. Yeah, I didn't plan on being on here that long, guys. It was more just apologies all around for that stream I put up last night. It was just the audio was bad, so bad. I know you all said it. I just didn't have like a feedback thing to really go off of. I was relying on the whole this box around me. I'm like, it's bouncing. It must hear me. And if I went silent, it had a thing. Now it's no bar. Like it had a very light bar on it. So I'm thinking it was my computer fan. The tape was picking up, echoing through it, and then the mic thing was actually blocked by it. It was just poor setup on my part for it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I got through all your comments and stuff, guys. I think this is good point to cut off. I haven't run out of shit to say, and I'm not grabbing for stuff. Appreciate every one of you for showing up. Razmaz, El Gargoyle, J Dollar Sign, Jim Cox, thank you so much. Man Bear Pig as well, sending his hellos. I recommend following everyone that you can on Twitter. I know El Gargoyle, I think you're back on there. You were suspended for a while. I kept looking for you, and I'm like, what happened? What did he do? And I know you can get feisty about certain stuff. Man Bear Pig is on there. Rasmus, are you on Twitter? And Jim Cox, yeah, definitely look for these guys. Appreciate your activities, your commentary, and everything else. But I have places to go. I have to get ready, pack up some shit. And thanks for being here. And I hope I have your forgiveness for the shit show live stream I did yesterday night. Hope to keep coming back in here and hitting you guys up, growing. Ain't no fun waiting around to be 1,000+ sub account YouTube account. But take care, guys, and I'll check you later.